Alright, hi everyone. I'm going to do my best to work through these activities here. This is focused on real world problems related to algebra. Now I'm going to try my best to fit in the window and the screen side by side so you can get a look at the questions that I'll be answering, which are on this side here, and also my book where I'm writing in, which will be over here. Just so you can see the answers. So let's go through what that's going to look like. So the first question says, a hairdresser charges $15 plus an additional $60 for every hour a client spends getting their hair done. Write two equations that could determine the cost C in dollars for someone to get their hair done for 10 hours. Now, let's just write this out with words and then we'll change them to variables in a moment. So your hairdresser, so the total price, or total cost, so total price equals $15 for the appointment plus $60 for each hour. All right. So it's starting to look a little bit like an equation. So if I'm saying it's $50 per hour, I can rewrite this instead. So I'm still going to call it total price. I'll just call it TP for now. Is $15 plus $60. $60 times each hour, right? Because the number of hours times by 60 should give you the price per hour. Right? They do 2 hours, 2 times 60 is 120 hours, stuff like that. Now, let's change them to include these variables over here. See this C and this T. So let's do that. So instead of total price, it says that the cost, or the total price or the cost, or whatever you want to call it, should be represented with the letter C. All right, so C is the cost. All right, and it says that the number of hours should be represented by the letter T. So 15 plus 60 times T. All right, so I've written that out as an equation. Now it's asking me for two possible forms here, right? Let me simplify and go one step further. I'm going to say C equals 15 plus 60t, right? Because remember, if we have a number and a polynomial times together, we can just get rid of that and write them side by side. Now there are two forms that it wants me to find. This is form number one, so I'm going to write in here under equation 1. My answer is 15 plus 60t, and that's equal to C. I should include that there. All right, that's equation number 1. Equation number 2, all right, it's looking for another form to represent this. Now, it doesn't specify on here, but another way that you could represent this is by finding a factorized version of this equation. Okay, so let's do that. So if we have C equals 15 plus 60t, and I want to find the common factors of 15 and 60, well, I would say that, my factors of, I'll do them over here, my factors of 15, I have 15 and 1, and 1 and 15, so they work in reverse too. So 15 and 1, I have 5 and 3, and I think that's it. 15 and 1 and 5 and 3. Nothing else is jumping out at me, so I think that that's it. All right, so they're my only factors there. Now my factors of 60, there are quite a few more. I have 60 and 1. I have 30 and 2. I have 20 and 3. I have 15 and 4. I've got 12 and 5. 10 and 6. 7, there is no 7, there's no 8, no 9, and we're back to 10. So yeah, that should be all of them. All right. Now, again, we're going to identify the common factors here. So in both of them we have 15, 5, 1, and 3. Right, 1, 3, 15, and 5. They're the common factors. 1, 3, 15, and 5. The highest common factor is 15. Meaning, if I wanted to put this in factorized form, I can divide both of these numbers by 15, which will give me C equals, remember once you've divided both numbers by 15, you put that number out the front. C equals 15, open bracket, 15 divided by 15 is just 1, plus 60 divided by 15 is 4, and the t stays the same. Right? So they're my two equations, and they work out exactly the same way. It's just, I guess, written in a different form. Okay, so there are our two equations. So it says here, if clients spend 2 hours getting their hair done, find out how much they would pay in dollars for that appointment. Use your equations from part A to solve and show you're working out. So I guess that means, it's not especially specific there, but I'm assuming that it means that we get to choose which of the equations above we use to solve it. All right. Yeah. So I'll do both for the sake of working out. You don't have to do both, but I'll do both. So B, let's do equation 1. Equation 1, we'll do C equals 15 plus 60. Now the t time is 2 hours, so 60 times 2, which gives me 15 plus 60 times 2 is 120. 15 plus 120 is $135, which is the cost for a 2-hour appointment. Equation 2, we'll use this one here. So we have our cost equaling 15, open bracket, 1 plus 4 times 2. All right, so we got that there. So C equals 15, open bracket, 1 plus 4 times 2 is 8. All right. And now I can actually do this plus, all right? So 15, open bracket, 1 plus 8 is 9, and I'm left with that. Now, if you find yourself in this situation where there's a number in a bracket and another number, this means that these two numbers are times together. So 15 multiplied by 9 gives you, well, let's investigate. 15 times 9, so it's 45. I'm carrying the 4 to the top. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 4 is 135. So they both work out the exact same way. So either way, it's $135. Now it says if a client pays $105 to get their hair done, how many hours did they spend? All right. So the client is paid $105. And again, I'll do this with both equations. Whichever one you prefer is fine. But if they paid $105 for some number of hours, all right, we're going to track down how many hours they spent. Well, the question is, how do you do that? We're going to start working backwards to solve for values, which is what I want you to really focus on today. So to work backwards to solve for values, we need to identify where our pronumeral is, because we want to solve for that, right? And then almost in a reverse BODMAS order, right, so this is BODMAS. We're almost going to do the reverse order and go back up this way. You essentially, that's the order you want to undo steps to try and find this unknown value here, t. So addition and subtraction need to be dealt with first. So if we've got 15 plus 60t, we need to get rid of this 15 plus, right? So to undo an addition, all we need to do is do the opposite, which is subtraction, right? So the opposite of 15 plus is minus 15, right? And they're going to essentially cancel each other out if we do that. However, there's an equal sign here, which means both sides need to remain the same. So we also need to subtract 15 away from our answer. All right, so that'll give me 105 minus 15 is 90. Those two 15s are gone. So it leaves me with 60 times t. Now I'm going to go up. There's no more addition and subtraction. I need to get rid of any division or multiplication. Right? And it's 60 times t. We know that from how we had it before. So 60 times t. We need to undo that step. And how do you undo timesing something by 60? We do the opposite. We're going to divide by 60. But remember, both sides have to remain equal, so we will divide both sides by 60, all right, which will get rid of that entirely. And it will give us 90 divided by 60, which is 1.5 equals t, which means they were there for 1.5 hours. All right, let's check it with our other equation and make sure we got it right. So we have our 105 being our cost equals 15, open bracket 1 plus 4t. So let's check to see if we're right here. Now, what have we got? We have, this time, if we have our reverse BODMAS, all right, so remember we're doing BODMAS in reverse. Is there an addition and subtraction? Well, yes, but it's inside a bracket, so we can't do that yet. All right, so we've got an addition and subtraction in a bracket, so that comes under bracket, not addition and subtraction. So we can't do either of them. So the first thing is this 15 times. Remember how we times 15 by 9 here? This 15 times has to be undone. So we need to divide both sides by 15, which will cancel out these two, because 15 divided by 15 is just 1, which is nothing. And here I've got 105 divided by 15, which should give me 7. So 7 equals 1 plus 4t. And that's still in brackets, but essentially because there's nothing to multiply by, right? There's just a 1 out here. I can expand these brackets and times both sides, both digits in there by 1, which will basically do nothing. I can essentially get rid of these brackets entirely. So I can rewrite this as 7 equals 1 plus 4t. All right? If I'm distributing that 1 between these two numbers, nothing happens. All that happens is my brackets are gone. So now I can do this BODMAS step again. Addition and subtraction I can get rid of. So it's a 1 plus here, which means that I can subtract a 1 to get rid of them both. But I have to subtract 1 from this side also. Yeah. So 7 minus 1 is 6. And that equals 4t. Now I've got a 4 times t, which is undone by dividing both sides by 4. They cancel each other out. And I'm left with 1.5 equals t, which is 1.5 hours. So it works either way, which is good news. Now that was a little bit of extra work. I think that's a good stopping point just for you to see how these things work and you can solve realistic problems using algebra. Thank you. Bye.